Selecting a Pistol for Self-Defense, William Hovey Smith, 2013. I'm the author of a forthcoming book, Muzzleloading Guns for Self-Defense, and here I try out a Remington 1858 and compare it to two modern cartridge revolvers.
I'm Hovey Smith, and I'm the corresponding editor for Black Powder for the Gun Digest Annual. A question that I am very frequently asked is, what gun should I carry for self-defense? Very often this is asked by a lady who is not brought up in the firearms culture, so-called, and doesn't know very much about guns. Well, the thing that I recommend most commonly are revolvers, because they're simple in operation, there's less to go wrong, and they're easier to manage than most semi-autos, although the semi-autos do contain more shots and so on. What I have before me are three revolvers. Now, this is sort of how it all started. This is a percussion revolver, and it's sort of small for its class, but it's still a pretty big pistol. This one is 44 caliber and has a 5.5-inch barrel. Now this, yeah, you could carry in a very large bag, but not something you really want to haul around. Okay, next, this is a Charter Arms Company Bulldog. This is also 44 caliber, shoots a pretty honking big cartridge, has a fair amount of recoil and noise, but is simple to operate. One thing about this gun is it loads simply by swinging out the cylinder. Like that. Yeah. It is empty, as you see, and is fired by either pulling the trigger directly or by cocking the hammer and letting it fall. On centerfire guns, by the way, you can practice this without damaging the pistol. On rimfires, you might damage the firing pin, but on centerfire guns, it's okay to dry fire and practice. Just make very sure indeed that your gun is unloaded. All right. Most commonly and most available are .38 special revolvers like this one. This happens to be a Rossi, but there are many others, including those made by Smith & Wesson and Colt. This is an all stainless steel gun, and so it is among the heavier of its class of firearms, but consequently one of the easiest to shoot. So if you want something that you can shoot and shoot well, always go with the heavier guns. Now, this one also has a swing out cylinder, like yay, and you load it simply by pushing shells in the chambers, like here. And these happen to be dummy shells, by the way, from Traditions. So this is something you can actually practice without actually fooling with live ammunition. Close it, cock it, pull the trigger, and fire. Or if your fingers are strong enough, pull the trigger directly and fire. Like that. Look. Now, we're getting to a size of handgun, yeah. Now this is something one could reasonably carry in a purse or a fair-sized coat pocket, and have quite commonly available. It does have rather fixed sights, which makes it fairly difficult to actually hit things with. Now, you also have an option on many guns like Charter Arms Firearms and most Smith & Wessons and Colts, that you can fit a laser sight. These are not inexpensive. I mean, you're talking about $100, $200 usually. But this allows you to sight in your pistol very precisely, because when you activate the sight, you actually get a red dot projected onto the target. So you see exactly where it is. You never want to shine this in your eye or anyone else's, because this is a laser and it has enough energy to do permanent eye damage. Okay? But it does make precise shooting very possible. And we're actually going to go outside and shoot these 3 guns, and I'll show you how they respond. The first gun that we're going to be shooting is a Remington 1858 percussion revolver. This gun has been loaded for 6 months, and we're going to shoot it at the left-hand head of the target. It has 6 shots, so since we have to clean the gun, we're going to shoot them all.
And this is what our target looks like. These are very puny sounding loads, and they really are. The problem is that I loaded a lubricated Wonder Wad underneath the ball, and the lubricants from the wad have actually spoiled the powder. And you just saw that I had a misfire there. That was caused by the cap not actually being seated all the way down on the nipple. It did fire on the second attempt.
Well, as you saw, we had 1 round that failed to fire. Okay, I have 2 rounds yet to go. Okay. Now the gun is empty. Okay. Well, out of those 6 shots, 234 feet per second was the low velocity, 283 was the high, and the average was 258 feet per second. Now that is pretty puny indeed. Wow. We'll see what they did for accuracy in a bit, but that's certainly not much for the velocity and energy department. Obviously, this load has degraded over time sitting in the gun. The next shot will be with our Bulldog revolver and laser sights. And now we're going to shoot at the extreme right-hand target. Okay. I'll show you what we're going to do with these hulls later. We're actually going to do some kitchen table reloading with them. Well, those velocities with the 44 Special was a high of 642 feet per second, a low of 616, and the average of 628. We're now ready to shoot the 38 Special at the center head. Velocity of 807 feet per second for high, a low of 768 feet per second, and an average of 790 feet per second. So, okay, it was certainly the highest velocity of the lot. But none of these are tremendously impressive. Now we'll move the camera and go down and look at the target and see what we actually hit. Well, looking at the target here, you see the 3 hits. This cluster of hits right here was made by the percussion revolver. And in there are 6 rounds. Although squib loads, I mean very very low velocity things. They should have generated much more energy than that. They're obviously deteriorating. Here we have the 38 Special. We have a group of 4 there and 1 down here. Now this one actually hit the chronograph itself, so that's the reason it's off. The grouping is reasonably good right here, but it's not shooting to the point of aim because I was aiming right there. All right. Now with the 44 and the laser sights, the group is more open, but you have a circle of hits right here that are distributed around the point of aim. So that is significant. And it should also be kept in mind that these were shot from a position that is more nearly ideal. This is only 15 yards. I was sitting and doing braced slow fire. So this is about the best results that one might reasonably expect from these guns. Wow. In a real firefight, yeah, you want to shoot for the main part of the body and you want to get close.
I'm the author of Extreme Muzzleloading and also Backyard Deer Hunting and Crossbow Hunting and Practical Bow Fishing, and all of these are available as softcover and e-books. I also have a 8-book ebook series on muzzleloading guns out for 2013-14, and muzzleloading guns for self-defense will be out next year. Now, the squib loads from that 1858 Remington developed only 20 foot-pounds. Wow! Now, that compares to 160 foot-pounds for fresh charges. The Charter Arms Bulldog developed 215 foot-pounds and the Rossi 152. The cartridge guns were more reliable than the percussion revolvers and worked in about the same energy levels. Now, I really like the 44 Special Bulldog, but others might prefer the 38 Special. For more information on my books, blogs, and videos, go to my website at www.hoveysmith.com. Good hunting and good eating from the outdoors. Goodbye, and God bless.